Nothing captures the imagination quite like a rocket launch at sunrise, and SpaceX's recent Falcon 9 liftoff from Cape Canaveral was no exception. But here's where it gets controversial. While the mission was a technical success, the rapid pace of launches and environmental concerns are sparking debate. Let's dive into the full story and see what unfolded during this exciting event. On Wednesday, August 27th, SpaceX launched its Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, kicking off the Starlink 10-56 mission. If you missed the live updates, don't worry. Here's a detailed recap of the key moments and background information. The weather was nearly perfect for the launch, with the Space Force's 45th Weather Squadron reporting an 80% chance of favorable conditions just after sunrise. Clear skies and calm winds are crucial for a smooth liftoff, and this morning delivered. The Falcon 9 was scheduled to lift off at 7:10 a.m. from Launch Complex 40, aiming to send 28 Starlink broadband satellites into low Earth orbit along a northeasterly path. Why does the trajectory matter? Flying northeast helps the satellites reach their intended orbits efficiently while minimizing risks to populated areas. In fact, no sonic booms were expected over Brevard County, which is a relief for residents who often hear the thunderous sounds of rockets overhead. One of the most impressive feats of this mission was the Falcon 9's first stage booster landing. After about 8 minutes and 23 seconds in flight, the booster touched down on SpaceX's autonomous drone ship, Just Read the Instructions, stationed in the Atlantic Ocean. This marked the booster's second flight, showcasing SpaceX's commitment to reusability and cost reduction in space travel. The launch webcast began at 7:05 a.m., giving viewers a front-row seat to the countdown and liftoff. Social media buzzed with excitement, especially following SpaceX's successful Starship test flight the previous night from Boca Chica, Texas. U.S. Representative Mike Herodopoulos, who represents Florida's Space Coast, tweeted his congratulations, highlighting how these milestones bring America closer to returning to the moon and eventually reaching Mars. Fueling of the Falcon 9 began around 6:45 a.m., signaling that the countdown was locked in for the 7:10 a.m. launch. Any delay in fueling would have pushed the launch to a later date, so this step is critical. Meanwhile, local emergency management teams in Brevard County were on alert, supporting launch operations to ensure public safety. Looking ahead, SpaceX is not slowing down. They are targeting another Falcon 9 Starlink launch from NASA's Kennedy Space Center's Pad 39A early Thursday morning. With a launch window from 1:27 a.m. to 5:27 a.m., this rapid turnaround raises questions about the sustainability of such frequent launches and their environmental impact. Speaking of environmental concerns, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, is holding public meetings on Thursday to discuss the environmental effects of future Starship Super Heavy launches and landings at Pad 39A. These sessions, held at the Radisson Resort at the port in Cape Canaveral, will include presentations and opportunities for the public to provide comments. This is a crucial moment for the community to weigh in on how space activities might affect local ecosystems and public access to areas like Playa Linda Beach. As of early Wednesday morning, NASA's Kennedy Space Center radar showed clear skies, and the National Weather Service recorded calm conditions with 10-mile visibility and a temperature of 74 degrees Fahrenheit. These ideal conditions contributed to the smooth execution of the mission. This Falcon 9 launch was the 72nd orbital rocket launch from the Space Coast in 2025, underscoring the region's status as a global hub for space exploration. The previous launch, NASA's SpaceX CRS-33 mission, delivered over 5,000 pounds of supplies to the International Space Station, highlighting the diverse range of missions supported here. For those interested in tracking all launches from Cape Canaveral and Kennedy Space Center, Florida Today maintains an updated tally complete with photos and detailed stories. So what do you think? Is the rapid pace of SpaceX launches a thrilling sign of progress, or should we be more cautious about the environmental and community impacts? Are reusable rockets the future we've been waiting for, or do they raise new challenges we haven't fully addressed? Share your thoughts and join the conversation below. For continuous updates on space missions from Cape Canaveral and Kennedy Space Center, visit floridatoday.com/space or subscribe to the weekly space newsletter. Rick Neal, a dedicated space reporter at Florida Today, covers these events closely and can be reached at rneal@floridatoday.com or on Twitter @RickNeal1. Space exploration is a vital frontier, and bringing you comprehensive coverage requires time and resources. If you value this journalism, please consider supporting it with a subscription at floridatoday.com/subscribe.